I am here. I made it. Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Today we are talking about business and setbacks and how you can help overcome those with having some good habits, some positive habits. And I am looking at talking about digital marketing. I'm talking about the 7 businesses I've ever owned. Good morning. Oh, thank you, John. You're so kind. And I'm talking about how to have a successful digital marketing business. And I'm talking about how to overcome setbacks and do that with some great new habits and some things I've been learning over these last 4 months. Thank you, John, for all the support. I appreciate you. You are my brother in business. He is an excellent presenter. I learn so much every time I thank you, friend. Yes, aloha. Aloha. I learned this. Oops. Aloha. Thank you for correcting me. Aloha. I just learned that yesterday that this actually I think is going to be my new tool because it's about when setbacks happen, just hang loose and just keep going. I'm presenting from Hawaii today, and I'm so grateful to be with my TikTok family here and my YouTube family here. Thank you all for joining me. It is going to be a great morning. I've got about 45 minutes till the sun comes up, and then I will get to go see the sunrise here. And so that's what I want to share with you. Oh, you are very kind, John. I am in Hawaii. Yes, we'll be here for several more days. And I'm just proving anybody can do this business. You can do it anywhere at any time. It's only 5:40 in the morning here, but you got to do what you got to do. And if you want a 2-hour workday, you're going to find a way to make it happen. You will put in the work when you can, right? It's a flexible business. It was one thing I love. I didn't have that opportunity in other businesses. John knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's tough working MLMs, right? Those are tough businesses. There's high potential, but at what cost, right? Actually, that's really one of my first. You're right. It is so profitable, right? So many 6-figure earners, $1 million earners with a 2-hour work day. Guys, you've never seen anything like this. This was what caught me off guard. My very first introduction to digital marketing, I had an acquaintance. I never met her, right? She's one of my social media friends, and we had gone into business, the same business, right? We're talking MLMs. And that business, I knew her to be a very successful person. I knew she could do the work. I knew she's had success in other ways, but she was looking for another business. And I saw a post come up on Facebook that said 2 hours a day, $900 a day is over $300,000 a year. And I thought this was spam. I thought, what is this? Get this off my feed. I don't buy into this stuff. And I had to open it to see who sent that. And it was my friend. I was shocked because I'd never heard anything like this before. And I said, if she's a business person that I know her to be, I've got to know what she's doing. And that's when I found digital marketing. And she was new. She didn't know everything. I don't know everything 4 months in. So I'll tell you more about that. But she was right. The potential of 6 figures is very high. There's so many 6-figure earners in our community, $1 million, earners in our community on a 2-hour workday. So, guys, I want you to hang around with me today so I can get into that. It lights me up every time I talk about it. I get so excited about talking about this business in particular and how different it is from my other businesses. My other business in MLM, you don't work 2-hour days. No way. You have to meet people one by one by one. It's it's network marketing. It's direct sales. Ask ask John when he was out door knocking. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort. I was messaging people, DMing people, calling people, right? Doing the messenger on Facebook. Hey, high school friend, how's it been? Right? Trying to build relationship so you could have a customer. It just was it was so difficult for me, right? As an introvert, that I had to manufacture relationship building. That is not a top skill of mine at all. I much prefer learning things. I I could be a professional student, and I think I am, right? Because when I started digital marketing, I found I got into the e-learning platform. I actually get to promote education. So I get to be a professional student. And I I much prefer that. And when I came to digital marketing and found a rejection free business, why? Because I get to use my cell phone and social media. People who are wanting to hear what I have to share want to know more about what it is I have to share. And if you don't, you just move on by. I'm okay with that. I don't want to waste your time, but I have to talk about it because I love it so much. So we're talking about setbacks today and how to overcome them, and to really analyze what kind of business are you really looking for? Because I had 7 businesses. I can compare many of them. MLM was not something I used to look forward to doing. You don't. It's way too time consuming. Way too time consuming. And you're waiting for the phone call back or the message back, right? And so they're still on your list. They didn't say no. So I have to follow up and I have to follow up and I have to follow. Come on. If you can do a rejection free business online and people can find you, right? I've made social media content that's part of my 2-hour workday. And I make live videos. And if you ever want to see a replay of one of my lives, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's there in my bio. Come back and watch the replay. Get the information you were missing. So, John, you need to start doing that. That's my advice to you, my friend. It's kind of weird, the 2 camera thing, but I know you could do it. I know you could do it. Then you'd have that content built up all the time. That's what makes this business. You can grow more in this business because we are learning digital marketing skills, and we can bring more to our offering. And that's what I'm bringing to my YouTube audience. More content all the time so you can learn and discover me and discover what I have to share. And then you go to nevertoolateincome.com. Nevertoolateincome.com is my site, and you just put your email in and you say, I want to get more information. Guys, it's there's like no other business like this. So I don't want you struggling making the mistakes I made. Even though we're talking about setbacks, I know struggles are part of growth and learning, but if you're done struggling as much as I have, you might want to look at digital marketing. So what I want to share today is um, different ways of looking at how to have a business and then how to overcome setbacks. So you can use these in other areas of your life. Some of the habits, if you've watched my other lives, I've been talking about, um, dude, come on, YouTube Live. You just do it simultaneously. It That's what Michelle does. Just copy Michelle. You'll get it. You'll figure it out. Um, the time investment. So we already hit this one point. Point one, the time investment involved in your business. You could even apply this to a job. If you're working 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, or and the hour commute on either end, right? Look at it that way. How much time are you putting into your business? And I'm talking about the work side. When I talk about a 2-hour workday, I'm talking about the the income producing activities. Now, of course, I love trainings. I love watching mentorship trainings. We had, you know, a mind coach from for the Hollywood for professional athletes, Olympic athletes. She came and spoke to our community. So I love digging in and learning from these people and watching the six-figure earners and our $1 million earners. What do they have to say? What are they doing that I'm not doing today that I want to start doing? So that isn't an income producing activity, it's a growth activity for me. That's part of business. You always want to be developing. But the income producing activity is talking to my audience, to my perfect customer. And that's a skill you have to develop. It absolutely is. You have to get comfortable with the camera, or you can go faceless. I have many people that I'm following that do faceless content. It's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's compelling. You want to read, which I'm a reader, so I don't mind that at all. I love reading. Hey, friend, thank you, John, for hanging with me. Thank you for all the support. Look at that. All the love. Now that's a great guy. That's somebody you want on your team, on your side, in your community. And that's actually one of my next points is talking about who do you hang with? There was a study done on social norms and how we do things based on the people around us. So yesterday we actually went to see some shows, and it was interesting. If one person starts clapping, oh, that's our cue. We're all supposed to be clapping, right? Have you been in those situations? Or what if, you know, somebody does something like, okay, this is an extreme example, but if everyone in a theater is running towards the fire exits, are you going to run also? Probably, right? These are social norms. You don't want to stand out, but you do what the crowd did. You didn't hear why. You didn't see what happened, but you were caught up in that moment and you did the thing that the crowd did. So apply that to learning new habits and good habits. Apply that to hanging out with the six-figure earners and hanging out with the millionaire minds. What are they doing? I want to know. I want to be a part of that. I want to kind of copy and paste what they're doing. I want to learn that habit and paste it into my life. That's having good people around you, right? The people you're with and the books you read are all part of who you become. Because what you do, right, comes from what you've been seeing. what you've been learning. If you like learning something new, you're going to hang with the people that are doing it. My husband loves archery. He studies and plays archery, and he finds the people that have been doing it for 100 years and know every in and out. And he wants to know that. I want to rub shoulders with them and do what they do. That's a great way of learning. You have that bond and you want to do more like them. Kids copy their parents because they hang with their parents. So think about that. Think about who you're with and who you want to follow. If everybody around you is broke, they're doing broke people things. I want to do what the wealthy are doing, what the givers are doing, what the teachers are doing. Those are things I want to learn. That's why I'm reading John C. Maxwell. That's why I listen to coaches like Laura St. John. I want to know what they know and start practicing those things. The cost factor. Think about the cost of doing your business. When I was in MLM, the privilege of calling yourself a business in that business model meant I had to buy $100 of product every single month and supplies, right? Because I have to pass samples out to everybody. I have to entice everybody with the thing I have. That's all money, 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 money. And we already talked about the time it took. So when I came to digital marketing, it was a one-time cost. It was a one-time cost for the education that was continuing and it's building, the education on how to do digital marketing, the education on how to set up your systems, your automations, the education on how to do different platforms. You want to promote a digital product on LinkedIn, on Pinterest? What's your forte? Facebook, Instagram. There's education on how to do those social media platforms the right way. That's what's in the education. But you paid for it one time. And as things change, she's able to create more classes and she just adds them to the package that you bought. It's continuing. There is the one-time fee for the package, and it's 100, 300, 600, or $900 packages. So depending on what you're looking for, there's a price point for everyone. And if in 30 days, maybe you've made your income that, and then within those 30 days, one sale would get you back your money paid. You could upgrade. You could upgrade in the price difference in 30 days. The other cost is $29 website fee. And I bring this up because if you choose, say, the $100 package, and every 30 days you're upgrading, right, because you find the value that you wanted, maybe you're upgrading, but you have to pay the $29 fee again because that website is specific to your package that you bought. So that package gives you master resale rights and you can sell that education like I was talking about. And the website for that payment processes and for the complete outline description, every line item of what's included, right? This kind of website is specific to that program you bought. So if you upgrade, you need a new website, because then, like, I bought into Legacy Builders the $900 program, and that gave me master resale rights to 4 programs. I have immediately, I have 4 income streams, but I only had to pay the one $29 cost one time, because that website handles all 4 programs. Just an observation. If you want to save some money, do the larger investment, get everything you want. And this is when I started saying that I haven't learned everything yet. I have not taken all the courses in the platform of Legacy Builders. I haven't watched them all. It is a learning platform and an earning. So once you get your systems up, you could be up and selling, have the product available for purchase within days. I've heard some people are doing it in like 24 hours. That platform is ready to go. And others might take you a couple days because you want to learn how to do it yourself. And that's where I was. It took me a couple days. And then my system was up and running, and I could start earning while I was learning how to do social media the right way, how to promote digital products the right way. So that's something you want to look at. The cost factor, the energy and effort. We touched on this earlier. Man, guys, I've had, I started my very first business. I was a digital artist, didn't know what I was doing. I knew how to create a piece. I made flyers and postcards for real estate agents back 30 years ago. That was my first business. And in 30 years ago, I lost my job. And my husband suggested, why don't you start your own business? And how did that happen? Because he's owned many businesses. So between the two of us, I don't even know how many businesses we've started and tried. I personally have had 7. And this digital artist business I was good at the one part, but I didn't know all the rest. When I had it as a job, it was great. I love that creative job and getting paid for doing that creative job. But there was a personnel department. There was the salespeople. There was the accounting department. I didn't have to do those things. The salesman brought in work for me, and I did the work, and it went out again. When you have your own business, you have to wear all those hats. If you've never done them before, that's how many skills you have to learn. And you think you can be up and running a business on your own in days? It ain't going to happen. You have to really put in the hours and the effort and the work to make that happen. And the one thing I was lacking was marketing. I did not have the marketing skills. And that's one reason that business faded out as I kept losing customers, right? I had this attrition going on. I couldn't bring any new people in. That would have cost more time and effort. I was lucky enough to do the job and get it out within 48 hours. I put these self-imposed time limits on myself. I've got to do this. I have to do that. And I have to do it now. I could never say no to my clients, but I'd say no to my family. It just took so much time and effort to get that running. Versus digital marketing. What did I just say? You can do digital marketing and have it up and running because of automated systems that are the accounting. They can take the payment and make the disbursements. The landing pages where people find more information, I don't have to DM them. I don't have to pick up the phone and have conversations with people. The information's there when the customer is ready. That's the kind of business that I can get behind. I love it. That's how I have a 2-hour workday. It's so much less time and effort and bandwidth, the head bandwidth you've got to deal with of all the stuff that was going on when I ran my own business. It was hard. It was so hard. So digital marketing saved the day for that. I talked a touch about automations. That's what allows you to have a 2-hour workday. I didn't have automations in my other businesses. I didn't even know what that was until I came to digital marketing. When I was in direct sales, every single person, every touch, contact, conversations was building relationships. And that took so much time and effort. But you had to, because it's direct sales. I had to be the presenter. I had to share the sample. I had to be hands-on all the time. Versus having automations means there's freedom. There's that time freedom you're looking for because the automations kick in. They're taking the payments. They're sending emails to people who wanted more information. Don't you love that? I don't have to be the one doing it. In fact, if you go to nevertoolateincome.com, nevertoolateincome.com and put your email in, you're going to hear from me immediately. I'm live right now, but you're going to hear from me in an email. And it came directly from my business personal email. It's not one of those do not reply emails. It's from me. So if you want to write me, you can do that. But those automated emails kick in, the automated pages kick in, there's videos you can watch. It's all done for you, automations that I didn't have to write. I didn't create these. But they're there when the customer's ready. I've had people sign up, put their email in at midnight. Well, other than being in Hawaii right now, I am not up at midnight. I'm sleeping. But my customer was ready. My customer wanted to know more. And they put their email in because that's when they found the content. That's when they found something that they were interested. They wanted to know more. And they put their email in when it was convenient for them. They didn't have to text me and wait for me to respond. That's power right there. That's time freedom. And it works for the customer. It works for me, right? That's convenience. We want convenience. Time freedom and convenience, right? Go hand in hand. That's what, when I talk about digital marketing and I get all excited, these are things that just make me really, really excited. All right, I'm looking at my note here real quick. Oh, in comparing businesses. So I've had 7 different businesses. I can compare what I used to do with what I do now. And one is the learning curve. The learning curve of getting into digital marketing. It's today the 1st. I am only 4 months into digital marketing. I have the program 4 months ago. And I've been 3.5 months on TikTok. I came brand spanking new. You can go down all my content and find my brand new content. But I've been building on that. I've been building the skills. And that learning curve has been so much a joy. It's been so much easier than other businesses. But if you ever come up with a hiccup, a setback, a problem with the business, with how things are going, they're not going fast enough. Oh, I had a glitch in my system, right? What do you do? How do you react? I'm talking about the happiest business I've ever had. And are there setbacks or glitches or problems? Of course. In comparison to the other businesses I've had that cost thousands, thousands of dollars and thousands of hours, there's no comparison to the hiccups you might have in this business. One is we have a tech team that you can contact and get issues resolved. You don't have to be a tech expert to do digital marketing. So don't let that fear get to you, because you can get those things resolved. And this is my biggest takeaway. When I got under mentorship and I heard that six-figure earners, million-dollar earners, don't internally struggle and have meltdowns over problems. They look at them as opportunities for growth. They're stepping stones. Here's a new challenge that I get to do something about. I can have an impact about. I can make a change about this thing. They're excited. They don't let problems derail them from their business. Instead, it's like a fire. I get to solve a problem, and they go for it. So think about your mindset when you are learning something new and you're struggling. Well, no kidding. It's new. Of course it's going to feel awkward or strange or cause anxiety or different feelings inside you. Of course. Never been there before. Take that as a stepping stone to learn something new, and take it as an opportunity to try something. Okay. So, oh, can you hear the roosters? That's my cue that I'm in Hawaii, and I just have to share, those roosters have been kind of fun, actually. Um, let's see. Oh, I thought I wrote something. Let's see. Oh, I don't see it in my notes. That's okay. Here we go. Um, when you have a setback, if there's a problem, right? We talked about what's your immediate response. Can you alter that? Can you change that? But also, do you believe you have the capacity for change? That actually sets you up for success. If you don't believe that you can solve a problem, then you're hindering your growth. So when I started digital marketing and I learned six-figure earners, they're problem solvers. I want to be one of those. And when I had this hiccup in my setup, I went to the community. The community has a search bar. You can search for answers. So I put my question in, and lo and behold, somebody else had asked that same question, and there were the answers. The community jumped in and solved this problem. They gave you the direction you needed to fix something. And I took that advice and I plugged it in and got whatever it was fixed. I don't even remember what it was. But I remember at the time thinking, ooh, that's kind of scary. Oh, I don't know. Oh, right? Because you're learning something new. That was the old me. And when I found that solution, You know how much confidence that gave me? It was, I'm a problem solver. I'm a problem solver. And I'm going to be a six-figure earner. That was the best feeling. That confidence, that growth that I was given, that growth mindset I was given. Oh, it felt so good that you can figure it out, but you have to believe that you have the capacity to change. When you recognize that your beliefs can shift your emotions, your beliefs can redirect your attention, it can even change your motivation and your physiology. If you have these beliefs that you can't do it, it's hard, it's a struggle, it's such a down energy. But when I talk about six-figure earners are problem solvers, they go after it, they figure it out, they don't let it hinder them. It's your belief. So I have a story I just found, and it was about a student, and it was in 1939. This student comes late to his college class, and there's two problems written on the board, and he's assuming it's homework. So he copies them down to be his homework. And he works on these problems, and he's like, man, these are kind of hard, but it was homework. I have to do it. And it took him several days, and he turns it back in. And he tells his professor, I'm sorry I'm late with the homework. It took me more time than I thought it would, but here's my solutions. The professor's astounded because he had presented these as unsolvable. They were open problems that a solution had never been found. And the students, well, here they are right here. was it was it not so he didn't know they were unsolvable. That belief had never been put into his head. And so he went after it. It took him a little time. He said it was more difficult than I thought, but see how your belief affects what you can do? I love that story. It's so powerful and motivating because it's like we can be problem solvers, but you have to believe it first. He didn't know he couldn't do it. That reminds me, I used to perform. I was in a show choir, and we had quick changes. And we were young, I don't know, 18, 20, somewhere in there. And it was later told us that nobody does those changes. That's not how it happens in theater. And we'd been doing it all the time. We thought that's how it was supposed to be. These quick changes behind the that still cracks me up because you do the thing because you didn't know you couldn't. Now, granted, that is you didn't know, right? Versus someone told you you can't do it. It's unsolvable. Or nobody does it like that in theater. Or nobody does it like that in business. That's not how it's done. Some people love those challenges. I'm not one of those people. I like to just go with the flow and hope everything works out. And if there's a hiccup, I ask for help. But I'm learning. I'm learning how to do more and more on my own. And it's all because of the program I'm in, digital marketing with legacy builders. I have the supporters around me. If you are somebody who doesn't have that at home, if you're somebody who doesn't have a supportive spouse or family, doesn't believe in your business, that's one reason I came to TikTok. Don't tell any of my family, okay? I wanted to start fresh and brand new and just prove that I could do this. And I've had the best time. I've learned how much I love social media. I make 3 content posts a day and I love it. I love going live and sharing my experiences, and I love just having opportunity to be here. Oh, there he is. I think he's outside the window now. So think about your setbacks as just stepping stones. One of the things I've learned, have you heard the story of Ben Franklin? Ben Franklin worked on improving in himself. He had a goal to improve and grow himself. And what he found was he had 13 virtues he wanted to improve. And in those virtues, he decided that, thank you, Terrell, you're absolutely right. If you think it, you can achieve it. I never really grasped that until I heard these examples of people who, what do you mean that problem was unsolvable? I just did it. Or with me, you just do the things and you never knew they were hard. You never knew you couldn't do it. You just went and did it. It's your belief. That's why people talk about limiting beliefs hinder you. Your limiting beliefs hold you back. And sometimes we don't know we have them. Sometimes people have to help you overcome, point those out. So here's a tip from Ben Franklin. He had 13 virtues he wanted to grow in himself. I've got to look those up. I forgot about them yesterday. One of them was punctuality. So just using that as an example, punctuality to him was important. What were you going to do about it? So he made a tracking log and he had his 13 virtues and he had the days and he would monitor himself. And he monitored every day. If there were no marks, marks were failures, marks where he missed the mark. But he'd start again and he'd start again. And every day he achieved the goal of being punctual. He just worked on one at a time until he could master that skill, that habit. And he mastered it because he had a streak of empty boxes. And I just learned how Jerry, oh my goodness, I'm getting distracted by all the birds outside. Jerry Seinfeld, who had the same mentality, he wanted to write every day. Writing jokes is a skill. Perfecting them is a skill, but it required focus, attention, and writing. He had to write every day, and he made that his goal. And his motto was, don't break the streak. Don't break the streak. That's what Ben Franklin was after. One of America's founding fathers, Ben Franklin, had don't break the streak. He wanted to continue that success pattern. And every day he achieved that, that was a win. If you're looking to motivate yourself and to grow your confidence that you can do something, watch for those wins. I said I was going to go live every single day, and I'm doing it in Hawaii when I live in Idaho. It's possible. You can do it. But set yourself up to keep the streak. Why is it these platforms, these social media platforms have streaks in them all the time? Duolingo, have you done this one? The language learning platform? Duolingo emails you. Keep your streak going. Keep your streak going. So many people have kept the streak up for this many days. Can you do it too? TikTok and messaging your friends back and forth. Keep the streak going. Keep this You're going to break the streak. You better message, send them an emoji. Snapchat's the same way. It's funny. Social media platforms have put in don't break the streak mentalities to keep us going. One more day, one more day. You can do it. And it's for a game. We're talking business and personal growth. Put that into your life and your systems as well. Don't break the streak, that promise you made to yourself that I'm going to go live every day. It's a non negotiable. I have to make it happen. Well, how do you do that if situations change? Because I was very rigid. I have a schedule at home. I go on vacation, the schedule is all over the place. You have to plan for that. You have to decide the when am I going to do it, the how am I going to do it, the where am I going to do it. I think my family's itching to come up out of their bedrooms right now because they're waiting for me to finish meeting my goal for the day. My goal for the day to be with you. If you're looking to start a business, I don't want to scare you off about these big goals. These have been goals that I grew into months. Months I grew into them. So thank you for being here and for encouraging me to keep going. And if you want more information about digital marketing, just nevertoolateincome.com. You can see that in my bio. And let me hear from you. I want to know if this was helpful or encouraging or motivating. That's my hope for you. And I appreciate your time today. My time's running out. I've got to go, but I will catch you tomorrow morning. So thank you all for being here today. You guys have a blessed Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, friends. And thank you to my YouTube family. I appreciate you all so much. You have been a huge blessing. I appreciate your support and for hanging with me here. And I will see you tomorrow as well. Don't forget to subscribe and and comment. Let me hear from you on here. And if you want more information, let me know that as well. You guys have a great Tuesday.